There's a disaster you don't notice until it suddenly explodes. A layered disaster. King tides lift the waterline first, like someone poured extra water into a giant bowl called the city. Drains begin to choke, then rain hits at the exact wrong moment. Within hours, familiar streets vanish. And the strangest part is this. The flood doesn't come from a river. It feels like it rises from the ocean and the pipes beneath your feet. Welcome to global weather disasters. We don't just replay extreme weather. We explain the mechanics, why it turns dangerous, and how to stay safe. Today, we'll move fast through the timeline, then dig into the real question: why peak tides become deadly when storm surge and heavy rain arrive together. This is California's story, where astronomy and weather lock into one brutal combo. Subscribe for clear, compact analysis. It began in the Bay Area during unusually high astronomical tides, what many call king tides. A strong storm arrived with heavy rain and gusty winds. Forecasters warned that peak tides plus storm surge could push water inland, especially in low-lying shoreline zones. In Marin County, key roads from Sausalito to San Rafael flooded. Crews rescued people trapped in cars, and some residents moved through deep water on foot or by kayak. In San Francisco, the high tide was described as the highest since 1998. Meanwhile, in Southern California, San Diego saw serious urban flooding, and the bridge shelter evacuated about 325 people. In Santa Barbara, tragedy struck when a man was swept away near Maria Ignacio Creek during flooding. One state, two coastlines, one message. When hazards stack, the timeline accelerates. Let's peel back layer 1. King tides aren't magic, they're predictable astronomy. When the moon and sun's gravity aligns, the tidal range grows, often around a full or new moon. Sometimes the moon is closer, nudging tides higher. On those days, the ocean starts from an elevated baseline. By itself, that may cause minor nuisance flooding, but it also puts coastal infrastructure right on the edge. Layer 2 is storm surge. Strong winds pile seawater toward shore, and low pressure helps lift the surface. In bays, the wrong wind direction can push water in and hold it there. That extra water might be inches on paper, but inches are enough to spill over curbs, seep into underpasses, and push backward through storm drain outlets. Add waves, and each surge starts from a higher launch point. Layer 3 is the killer, compound flooding. Rainwater usually drains out to the bay, but at peak tide, outlets get pushed back, flow slows, and sometimes stops. The city becomes a bowl. Rain falls, but drainage can't breathe. Water races to the lowest points: underpasses, low intersections, parking lots, driveway ramps. That's why flooding can jump from manageable to life-threatening in a single tide cycle. Why Marin County? Geography and infrastructure collide. Many routes run tight along the bay, with low sections that act like basins. Rainwater presses down from neighborhoods while tidewater presses up from the shoreline. When the Sausalito-San Rafael corridor floods, it's not just a road, it's a lifeline cut. Traffic reroutes, side streets overload, and rescue response slows, exactly when minutes matter most. Highest since 1998 matters because it signals overlap, an extreme astronomical tide landing right as storm conditions add extra water. Records often come from several moderate forces aligning, not one giant cause. The lesson is strategic. If you prepare only for rain, you miss the tide. If you watch only the tide, you miss wind and pressure. Disasters grow when timing makes small factors multiply. In Southern California, the hazard shifts. In San Diego, heavy rain and urban flooding hit vulnerable people first, especially when a shelter must evacuate. In Santa Barbara, fast-moving water in a creek turns a crossing into a trap. The most dangerous floods are the ones that look ordinary at first. A shallow road, a small channel, a quick decision, then suddenly, the current wins. Here's what to do. Treat tide forecasts like rain forecasts. During king tide weeks, avoid low shoreline parking, plan routes early, and move valuables off low floors. Never drive into floodwater. You can't judge depth or current. If water reaches halfway up your wheel, stop and turn around. Respect creek crossings. Keep a 5-minute kit. Flashlight, power bank, rain gear, non-slip shoes. Enable emergency alerts and always have a backup route. The community lesson is simple. Don't wait for water. Act early. Treat King Tide Week as a neighborhood stress test. Before the peak, clear leaves and trash from storm drains. One small blockage can flood a whole street. If you see a clogged drain, swirling water, or a lifted manhole cover, report it. Don't handle it alone. For drivers, one rule: water crossing the road means turn around. Near the bay, a neighbor chat group can warn fast, help seniors and kids, and remind everyone to move cars off low ground. Discipline cuts the power of stacked disasters. If this helped, hit like and subscribe to Global Weather Disasters for more extreme weather breakdowns. Has your area ever flooded from high tides or heavy rain? Comment below and share this with anyone who drives through flood-prone roads. See you next time.